Hello everyone, how's it going? So today I'm making just a follow-up video to my previous video where we took up a Python challenge to do 5 Python programs or applications in one day. So if you go to my GitHub account, and this is a link, I'll put it in the description for you, and you would see all the 5 projects here which we tried to attempt in one day. So these are simple, not too overcomplicated, but not very simple as well, but in the middle, just to create that base which we need to make real world Python applications. So in the last video, the video just before this, we had talked about some 5 applications which we wanted to attempt over in one day and then take up the challenge. So this was my first challenge which I took up on this channel, and this challenge would consider applications like the web crawler or this web scraper using some sort of there are different types of applications like Beautiful Soup, Request, Selenium, which can help us read the back end of HTML pages. And in our case, we took up an Amazon price tracker, and I'll go into the application where it tracks the Amazon prices, and Chatbot is an AI chatbot which can communicate, a simple chatbot, and I'll show you how we attempted that. And there's a simple Python game using the Pygame library, Twitter automation, which can help you tweet using a Python application. And then comes the URL shortener, which is nothing but a website or an web app which can take long URLs and then convert them into short URLs, which you can then use out, which helps us in redirecting. So I'll quickly go into these applications and show how they work. Now, these are very simple. These are nothing too complicated. And if any one of you likes these applications and you want to go into deeper of these, let me know, leave a comment, and if you want me to make a tutorial on any one of them, I'll be happy to help you with that. So go into this, click on the link in the description to the GitHub page, and you can go ahead and clone this repository. Just copy the whole thing, and then once you copy it, you come down to your document folder. So up here it's already downloaded. In my case, it's already cloned, but if you're using it for the first time, you can open the terminal here and click on git clone. You need to install git. I believe Git you can install Git by using sudo apt-get. There are different methods of how to install Git. Install Git, and I think one of the requirements for this one, it's a simple installation, but let's see if there is any command that can help us installing Git. Yeah, so sudo apt-get install for Linux, Macs, the Apple Mac OS does this, and for Windows, there are some other methodologies here. Mine is this is more of a Linux computer, and I'm using the Linux version. But if you're using the Windows or the Mac, this library would help you to install it. And if you're running into any issues, leave a comment and I'll look into it for you. But let's go into this. Let's try not to make this video too long. But the first application here comes up as a Twitter automation, and as I mentioned, you're going to be using Python to tweet on your Twitter account. So you need to have a Twitter account for that case. And once you have an open Twitter account, go to developer.twitter.com and you'll see something like this. And once you go into developer.twitter.com, this is going to be your home page. And if you come here and try to open, in this case, apps. Now, since I do have an app already installed, that's the reason it's showing me here. But in your case, it'll show you how to create an app. So go ahead and create an app by clicking on this button. It'll ask you a bunch of questions in order to install and create the app, but I had one already in there. Just go ahead and answer these simple questions and answers, and you go ahead and download or answer all those questions, and then create the account for yourself. Once you create the app, open the app and go into keys and tokens. So these are 4 keys and tokens. So API key, API secret key, access token, secret. So these are 4 tokens, 4 passwords, if you say, 4 keys, which Twitter uses as an API for your Python application. So in order to authorize a person who's supposed to be doing this, they need to have these API keys. So, the Twitter is going to be reading these Python application, these API keys in your application, and then only allowing your Python application to post or tweet on their website. So in order to use that, go into this keys folder. It's right now there's nothing here, but just copy what you can see over there. Consumer key, consumer secret, access key, access secret. So go here, and from here, API key is nothing but the consumer key. Consumer secret is nothing but the API secret key, access token, and access secret. Just copy them from here, and you can come up here and paste. So I'm not going to show you pasting every one of them, but once you paste them, and once everything is ready, come back to your page, and then you can open up your twitter.py and run this Python application. So the first stage is nothing but importing these things, importing Tweepy, and importing and from keys you're importing and all the 4 Python or all the API keys that we had pasted in the previous page, this one. But now this recalls me to tell you that you have to install all the dependencies which are here in this requirements.txt. So these are all the dependencies here, and in order to install them, you can simply go into your command prompt and click on pip install r requirements.txt. So once you click on this command, it will go ahead and start downloading each and every one of those dependencies which we have listed in the requirements.txt. And not all of them are used by all these applications. Some are using some, and some are using the others. But we kept every one of them just because it's all one URL and it's all one Python challenge. So we kept all the requirements.txt, all the Python dependencies in one file for you to use them accordingly. But in this particular case, the Twitter automation, we are using Tweepy, and Tweepy is it helps us in automation of the Twitter, and it's a Twitter API that allows us to post tweets. So we are using Tweepy, and Tweepy first needs the keys that we had copied originally here in the keys folder, and we're going to be using that keys.py file to access all those API keys. And if you want to update or send a tweet, just click on API update status, and then whatever tweet you want to send out goes into this file, this particular bracket. So whatever you post here, and if you run it, it will go ahead and post on the Twitter account, on your Twitter account. So it's as simple as that. It's not doing much. It's just going ahead and posting a tweet on your behalf. But this is not, again, we didn't want to make any over complicated. But if you want, and if it's something that interests you, this same application can be modified in order to create an automated Twitter tweets, where every morning, every afternoon, it goes and sends out the tweet on your behalf, or it reads other tweets for you, your whatever people you're following. It can come back and read those tweets for you. You can send emails to yourself and post pictures or download pictures from Twitter. So there are a bunch of other things that you can do just based off this. But this is just to help us in getting started with how to do Twitter automation. So with that we come to the end of Twitter, and then we'll go and open up the second application, which is the URL Shortener. So this is something which I used. There was another GitHub account. I believe it was by GitHub Narayanan. I'll put his the gentleman's name was Narayanan, and I'll put his link in the description also. And he made a simple yet very effective application using Flask and Python. So let me open up his file. So you need to install as you need to use the SQLite, and we are using the URLs, the SQLite, and this is the DB which will have all the URLs. So let me run this application for you, because this one would be a cool one to show. And we can first need to but I'm using virtual env. I'm using a virtual environment to run all my Python applications, and using virtual environment. I'm assuming you know, or you can find out about it. It's nothing too difficult. You can use Anaconda, you can use virtual env, virtual environment, and there are different types of virtual environments, but it is always advisable to use virtual environments, when you're running your Python applications or your projects. Let's go into source virtual environment. My virtual environment's name is Python, and we are going to activate this. So if you see this Python which has come up here before the invocation, it's nothing. It means that now my virtual environment is activated, and now whatever I do, it's going to be inside my virtual environment, not going to affect my main computer. So let's see what we have here. We want to go into the URL shortener, and once we are here, we want to run the mains.py file, main.py python.main.py. So now it is running, and it is running on this is nothing but my local host, and it's running on the 5000 port address. So I can come here and I can simply open up. So it can open up localhost, and it will open up this page for us. And here you can have a long URL. So say, for example, I know Google creates a long URL. So we'll say GitHub images. Let's say, for example, GitHub images, and we have this image file. And let's see if there is this image that we are interested in. So you can see Google creates this big application, a big URL, very big URL. So we can copy this URL. We can come up here, we can copy and open up your Flask Python application web app, which is running on the local host in this case, and just paste here. Just paste here and then submit. The moment you submit, it will create this small shortened link. And if you copy this and copy link location, yes, I think that's how it is. Yes, copy link location. Or in this case, if you just try to enter this account. So say, for example, we want to now go ahead and open that link. So localhost :5000 port address and P. The letter P is nothing but the shortened URL. So now if I click enter, it will redirect me to that old page, this page which we had kept open here. It's going back and redirecting us to that same page. So this is what URL shortener is designed to do. It takes your long URL and goes through a process to generate a smaller URL. So you're not changing the main URL. You're not doing anything to the main URL, but you're creating a redirect link for us. So and now you might ask, why do you need this? Nowadays there are many applications that where it's being used primarily with Twitter, where Twitter doesn't allow you to post more than 120 characters, I think. So it has a limited width of characters, and if you want to share a link on Twitter, and the moment you paste the big URL link like Google had provided, and if you had to share something like that, you would be using all of your Twitter post for that purpose. Again, if you're sharing anything with your friends or with your customers, and if you're giving those big links, those look very dirty on your flyer or on your application. So it's very dirty, and it doesn't look so beautiful, and it messes up your full formatting and everything. So for that, to avoid all that, people are nowadays using small URLs which can help their customers to link and go to their account. Again, it's short URLs. These are very easy to remember, and it's not too difficult to access. So it's being very widely used, and there are many other websites like Bitly. Bitly is one of those popular ones, and they have paid versions, and then these are all URL shorteners, and you can try their application links. So what we have done is on a very small scale, just bare bones, just to show how the URL shortener works. And Flask is a microservices framework which we use, which can create a small server. Now this, whatever you see here, this web page, it is a HTML page, but this is hosted by a Flask server, and you're using Python to run this. So that's with that, and then we come back to the next application in our page. So we have the Python game. So I had used Sentex. Sentex is another YouTuber. He's one of the most early, one of the most, I would say, the veterans on YouTube who have been posting tech videos and tutorials. So he had a very good application, a very good Python game, and let me open up that here. Let me close this thing and come out of this, or yeah, let me come up into the Python game. So Python game, and Python game.py. So if we open that, so he created open.carp. So what's the image which we're having? Pygame image.load carp.rpng. So yeah, we have the carp png. So but if you open up here, let's see what's the issue that we are having in this case. So ls Python game, and it's giving us an error stating that it's not able to find the car.png file. The car.png file is right here in this case, and I'm not sure why it's not able to find this file. Okay, now it's opened up. I'm not sure what happened. So this is a car which you can, it's a simple game that can allow you to run this application where you can move this car using those arrow keys, and whenever you hit one of these white blocks, it will crash. So that's the application which we have simply running here, and it's a Python application, a very good simple start to using Pygame. Pygame is a GUI based library that allows us to create GUI, graphical user interfaces, for our Python applications. And Python normally runs on a command terminal, but by using Pygame we can open up a GUI, and it can give that user interface for whoever is going to be using your application. So it's a simple application, simple game that runs a car on your screen, and you're using Pygame and Python to run that. So it's a simple Python application, Python game. Now coming down to Chatbot. So Chatbot, this Chatbot is based off of the there is a library called AIML. It's a markup language which is responsible for reading some patterns, and these patterns are stored in these pages. So let me open up one of these files. So startup is so this is the first file that your AIML file will be reading, and it has this command load AIMLB, and that's the project name, and basic chat.aiml. So load everything, learn whatever is there in that basic chat AIML. So let's see what that basic chat AIML is. Now there is a pattern here. If you see category, pattern, hello, and then there is a template which is, well, hello Mispa, and then this is a category. So this is one category which has a pattern, and the pattern is hello, and the template for that pattern is, well, hello Mispa. So what this is doing is you're telling the program that wherever you see the word hello, and if you encounter the word hello, you should reply back with this template, well, hello Mispa. And this is another category, another similar category, and the pattern in this category you're looking for is, what are you? And if you encounter this sentence saying, "What are you?" you should respond with this line, which is, "I am a bot and I am silly." And it's as simple as that. It is an AIML file, and we use that in order to run this. So let me show you how this runs. Let's go back into the main folder and let's open up Python chatbot simply.py. So if you run this, so it's saying, say hello. This is just a command which we put up for the first user to say hello. So if I say hello, if I type hello, or if I type, why is it not reading this guy? Is it because we are away from that folder? Let me see what might have happened in this. I think I did not copy one of the .brain files, which it allows us. Yes, I did not copy one of the files. I'll copy that and put it up there. But once you run that application, and if you run Python, the simply.py chatbot and simply.py, if you run this and if you type hello here, it should give a response to you saying that, yes, hello Miss Power, hello whatever it is. So let me, but I'm not sure. I thought I ran this yesterday. Let me see what might have happened. CD chat bot, and then if we try running this from here, simply, Python simply, and let's say, okay. So we need to be in that folder when we are running. So now it's running. It looks like, so if I say hello, it will say, well, hello, Mispa. And if I say, what are you? So you notice that it's not case sensitive, and I'm having the different types of cases here, like the Y is capital and the rest is everything small. But it still detects everything, and it says, I'm a bot and I'm silly. So that's what we had programmed initially. And if you ask something that you have not programmed, like hello silly, so it does not have that command in it. So when you say something like that which you have not programmed, and it will come back with no match found. But that's how this program is made to run, and we'll go one folder back. Okay, now what is the next application we have in our bucket? So this is an Amazon price tracker, and this is designed to run a page. So this is a simple application. We're using requests. Request is a Python application or library that allows us to read and access web pages. And if you can provide a URL link like this one in this case, and let me make this a little big for you. Okay, so you can provide a URL link here, and the moment you call request, it can read that URL page and come back for you. So BS4 is a beautiful soup module which allows us to parse or read through those HTML pages and look for certain items that you are particularly looking for. So let's try to open up this page. Let me copy this page link and go into your web browser. Let's close this guy. Let's close this guy. Let's close this guy. We don't need this. And we come here and we open up this page. So this was this Dell Tower which I was interested in finding the price for, and it's a very nice PC. So if I open this link, and you would see this page link comes up, and it has a price that we are interested in obtaining. So we are looking for this price particularly here. So we are interested in obtaining the price of this particular device, and we want to know what the price of this thing could be. So what we do here is we go into their particular web page, and if you click on right click, inspect element, it will open up this back side of this particular application, and it would read and it can show you what this particular site is expecting. So let's say if I click on this one, so you will see that it is this particular price is being held in this Twitter slot div account, and that's where the price is located. So we are just reading this, and we are interested in this in monitoring this price. So there is some pre-processing that we'll have to do. Let's go back into your Python application. So I'm providing the URL link into this URL file, and this headers is something which gives out the information about what browser and what computer you're using. And this is something which I'm using for my computer, but you would be having a different user agent. And if you want to find out what your user agent is, just go ahead on my user agent. There are tons of other tutorials out there on YouTube and other web pages. You can simply find this thing. So just go ahead and click on my user agent, and you would just copy this thing from here and then paste, instead of what I have pasted here, just replace that with what you find in this particular case. And this is a dictionary. So wherever you see user agent, it's going to provide you with this particular user agent information. So paste that in your case. So this is giving information about the user agent and page. So once you have all that set up, you're calling the Amazon link and through the requests file, and then using Beautiful Soup, you're reading through those page files. So I had seen some of the people using HTML, in this case HTML parser, some of the tutorials using HTML parser, but I noticed that now Amazon is not allowing that, and you need to use LXML in order to run this. So you make sure you're using LXML to run this. So once you're done with that, then Soup holds all the variables which are present in that, and we are particularly interested in the price block, our price. So it will look for the price of the product in that page, and it will give you what the product is. And if there is any white space, it will strip by using the strip.true page, and then you're replacing the dollar amount because we're not interested in the dollar amount, and you're replacing it with nothing. So we want to remove the dollar amount, and we want to remove the comma as well. So when the moment it goes beyond beyond 999, then it puts up a comma in front of the number. So we are removing the comma as well, and we're coming back and we're converting because it's going to be a string, and we're converting that into a floating point, and then coming here and monitoring to see if the price is less than 1250 or more than 1250. And that's the threshold which I had put down to be showing that I'm interested in. And you just run the application. So let's see how this comes up to be. Let's see where we are. You can go into CD Amazon price tracker, and you can run Python Amazon price tracker. So the moment you click on Python Amazon price tracker, it's going to open that web page where the Amazon file is, and it will come back, and it's giving us a test here. It's giving us a error here. That is because I'm guessing the link which we had put down, that has expired, and there's a different link now which Amazon is interested in. So let's go ahead and open Amazon and find some other product. Let's find some other product. My internet seems to be pretty slow. Okay, what other product what other product are we interested in? Let's see if we can go back to this page, because something changed when I previously opened up. It did not look as it was there before. Let's click on this product here, and okay, so let's try to copy this link and let's put it up here, and we paste it here, we save it, we come back and we rerun this. So now it's going to be reading that new web page which we provided, and it says, okay, now it's running, hey, the price is low and the price is $7.29. So we had put down the link condition that if the price is less than $12.50, then it should print us this particular value here. So it's coming here, and it's reading this particular file here. So if I click on right click inspect element, it will open up this backend, and it will show you that this particular thing is being held in a span ID price block our price, and that's the same thing which we are using here, price block our price, and it's going to read everything for us and then return and see that condition for us. So that comes to the end of all our Python 5 applications, all the 5 Python applications that we had tried. So go ahead and give it a try, install it, and try to run through this. We are using a bunch of other different libraries and modules. We went through Flask, we ran through the Python, the Twitter API, which allows us to post. We looked into Pygame, we looked into AI/ML, we looked into all the web scraping types of Amazon. So it gave us a good exposure of different libraries and different applications. These are all real world applications, a very small version of it, but it exposes you to different types of modules, and you were able to do all of that in one day. So I think that's a big achievement for us. It's a quick challenge. Next week we'll take up some other challenges, and we'll look into some other applications that can help us in exposing ourselves to different applications and improving our skills for the long run. So if that's something you like, click like to this video, subscribe to the channel to just follow along my journey onto these different applications. These are all complicated and applications that are interesting, and definitely something that we can use in our real life and help us in creating a better resume for ourselves, a better skill set for ourselves. So with that, I come to the end of this video, and stay safe, have a good day, and enjoy your life and stay motivated. So until then, goodbye.